Okay, well, good morning, church. It's December the 8th, and we're continuing on with the 8th day of our Advent. And so we'll be in Matthew 2:2. Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we saw his star when it rose and have come to worship him. Bethlehem's supernatural star. What in the heck is all of that about? Well, over and over, the Bible baffles our curiosity about just how certain things happened. How did this star get the Magi from the east to Jerusalem? It does not say that it led them or went before them on the way to Jerusalem. It says only that they saw a star in the east and came to Jerusalem. And how did that star go before them in the little 5-mile walk from Jerusalem to Bethlehem, as Matthew 2:9 says? And how did a star rest over the place where the child was? Well, the answer is we don't know. There have been various efforts to explain it in terms of conjunctions of planets or comets or supernovas or miraculous lights. We just don't know. And I want to exhort you not to become preoccupied, not to become fixated on theories that are only tentative in the end and have very little spiritual significance. I risk generalization to warn you. People who are excited and preoccupied with such things as how the star worked and how the Red Sea split and how the manna fell and how Jonah survived the fish and how the moon turns to blood are generally people who have what I call a mentality for the marginal. They minor on the majors. They major on the minors, I should say. You do not see in them a deep cherishing of great central truths of the gospel, the holiness of God, the ugliness of sin, the helplessness of man, the death of Christ, justification by faith alone, the sanctifying work of the Spirit, the glory of Christ's return, and the final judgment. They always seem to be taking you down a sidetrack with some new article or book that they're all excited about, dealing with something marginal. There is little rejoicing over the great central realities. But what is plain concerning this matter of the star is that it is doing something that it can't do on its own. It is guiding Magi to worship the Son of God. There is only one person in biblical thinking that can be behind that intentionality in the stars: God Himself. So the lesson is plain. God is guiding foreigners to Christ to worship Him. And He is doing it by exerting global, probably even universal influence and power to get it done. Luke shows God influencing the entire Roman Empire so that the census comes at the exact time to get an insignificant virgin to Bethlehem to fulfill prophecy with her delivery. Matthew shows God influencing the stars in the sky to get a little handful of foreigners to Bethlehem so that they can worship the Son. This is God's design. He did it now, or he did it then. He is doing it now. His aim is that the nations, all the nations, worship his Son. This is God's will for everybody in your office at work and in your classroom, in your neighborhood, and in your homes. As John 4:23 says, the Father is seeking such people to worship him. At the beginning of Matthew, we still have a come see pattern. But at the end, the pattern is go tell. The Magi came and saw. We are to go and tell. But what is not different is the purpose and power of God in the ingathering of the nations to worship his Son. The magnifying of Christ in the white-hot worship of all nations is the reason the world exists. So who are we going to go tell? Christmas is a time when people seem to be more willing to discuss God, discuss spiritual things, and maybe even be open to invite to church. So who are we going to go tell to bring to them to Christmas to worship Jesus? Until next time,